Okay, my greetings. And today I will talk on the day second when the person born in the Pardo states. So, well, what kind of the experience they will have? So I talked about the day first. Now on the day second, the person will have visions of Ashubhaya Buddha. So 5 days after the death, once they born in the state of the Bardo, up till the day 5, they will have visions of the 5 different Buddhas. The 5 different Buddhas are not other than transformations of our 5 aggregates. On the day seconds, the Bardo will have a vision of Ashubha Buddha. So I will not go detail of the Ashubha Buddha, how he looks, because that maybe you can find the image or photo of the Ashubha Buddha in search engine. So important thing is that on the day second, so he or she will have a vision not only of the Ashubha Buddha, the Bardo beings will have a vision of the very intense white lights comes from the Ashubha Buddha. Then also simultaneously, there will be the one gray light, which not very intense, will also come. And comes toward the Bardo beings, moments that it's a very important that not to get the attracts towards that gray light. Have to follow the intents of that white light. Because when you follow that the white that the intense or very strong white light, that will takes you to the better realm to get the rebirth. Because the one interesting thing about this is that I met the person, quite long back. He was quite old. So one time, he was sharing me some of his life experience. Then he told me one thing, that one time he was very seriously ill and was in the hospital. And suddenly the moments after doing some of the treatment, he lost his conscious. After losing the conscious, he told me still he can hear. And he heard that doctors and the nurses are telling, now no hope. He will not survive. He can clearly hear that, but he cannot respond. And after hearing that, he saw the very strong yellow light. Very strong yellow light. He saw the very clear yellow light. He had that experience, that seeing the very strong yellow light. Moment that when he saw that, he felt that he will not going to die. But somehow he survived. But this is the experience that what I heard from the person whom I know. He was quite old gentleman. Now, like this, there are a lot of the people have a same kind of the experience, different experience when they are experience. But one more thing is that I have seen the one article that I think even you can go in the search, in like a search engine like Google. That is the one experiment done by the Berlin scientist. I think it's a Berlin scientist. You can go and do the research in Google or search engine. What experiment they did is that they introduce clinical death for 10 to 20 minutes. What does that mean is very straight and simple term. They killed people for 10 to 20 minutes, then they bring back to the life. They introduce the clinical death for some time, 15 to 20 minutes. After they again treat and bring back to the life, then they try to get the information of their experience of that 20 minutes when they experience the death. Research is quite interesting, but very scary. That you can search in the Google. Okay, go on search in Google. What happened is that they shared many of them. They share about seeing the lights, very strong lights, and like that. They have shared that. That's still in their research. I mean, they just published that in the internet. So that is the one thing. People's experience, and also some of the research what they got the information from the research. So that's why now things comes that after the death, seeing the light. So that's why one thing here important is that not only the one light, you might see the two light. Like if you see the white light, very intense the white light, or with that simultaneously you might see also, you see that gray light. In the day second, I'm talking on day second, okay, gray light, and which not very intense. So whenever at the moments when you see the light, whatever the color light, you have to follow the light which is very intense, very strong. When you follow that light, intense or strong light, or you will get attracted to that strong light, that is the way that how you can get rebirth in the Pure Land. And once you get attract, or once you follow the light which is not very intense, then you will take a rebirth again back to the samsara. So that is the what the experience of the day second. But the thing is that the most important thing is that in the state of the Pardo, whenever you see the very strong light and the intense light, you will get scared. And you will try to run away. You will try to run away from the song and the intense light. You will try to run away all the time. You will try to run away. So that the moment that you should know that you should not run away. You should not run away, and you should go towards that strong, intense light. To do that practice, so that's why I taught before the dream yoga. In the state of the dream, what you can remember the practice, then it is easily you can remember in the state of the Pardo. Otherwise, once you're born in the state of the Pardo, you will be completely get lost. Number one. Number two, once you're born the state of the Pardo, you are not having this physical, the body. You're having suddenly when you change into the Pardo body, your way of the thinking, your mental attitude, everything will be get changed. Let me give you a very simple example. Right now, so when you are having, if you are male, you are having a physical body. If you are female, you are having a physical body. Once your consciousness enter into if you are male and your consciousness enter into the female body. If you are female, if your consciousness enters into the male body, definitely your mental attitude, your way of the thinking, everything will get changed. Same thing that when you're born in the state of the Pardo, suddenly when your consciousness get the new body, Pardo body, the mental attitude get be changed. So that's why suddenly that the many things that you will forget. But the things that what you learned or what you practice with the very unconscious label, that will be still you will remember in the state of the body. Like when you dream and when you see yourself as a fly, or you see the dog flying in the sky in the state of the dream, have you ever thought when you see yourself flying in the dream, have you ever thought that how can you fly? In the normal person, in the state of the dream, when they see the dog flying, they will never raise a question that how can a dog fly in the state of dream, because you completely forget that these all the reality in the state of the dream. But I don't think that in the state of dream you will forget your own name. In the state of dream, whoever asks you that who are you, I'm sure you can answer very rightly. Because you remember your name, not only the conscious label, you remember your name even in the very subconscious label and the unconscious label. But there are many things you know only on the conscious label, not a subconscious and unconscious label. The things what you know at the very conscious label that you forget in the state of the dream. So that's why when you see the dog flying in the dream, you will never ask the question that how can dog fly? It is not possible. So same thing is in the state of the part, the many things that you will forget. But what you practice, what you understand in the very unconscious level, that things you will remember in the state of the bardo. So that's why now you have to, one thing you should know, very unconscious label that in the state of the bardo, lights, intense light. In the intense light, whatever comes, you have to move or follow that. Whatever the light which is not very intense should not follow. That is now in the different color of the lights comes because of the different Buddhas appears. So day second, as I mentioned, the Buddha will what the Buddha will appear. Then the day third, now the different Buddha will come. Day third, the Ratna Sambhava Buddha will appear in the day third. Thank you. Thank you so much. Today we'll stop here. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.